Hey guys, let's review Pixar's newest movie Turning Red. Landed on Disney Plus earlier this month, and it's really a milestone for the animation powerhouse because it's the first Pixar film to be directed by a woman and the second film to feature an Asian lead character. So the film currently holds a 95% on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, including universal acclaim. Mei Lee is a 13-year-old Chinese Canadian girl growing up in Toronto whose puberty is hitting different. While we all have dealt with mood swings, acne flare ups, and general discomfort in our bodies at that age, May's coming of age is taking on a different form. She turns into a giant red panda every time she feels a strong emotion or when she gets excited. Her parents initially believe her transformation is brought on by the confusion of her first period by their family gene. The focus on Asian culture and talk of periods have colored the reactions to and discourse around the film. So suddenly May is doodling pictures of herself in compromising clinches with a boy in local grocery store and creating fantasy scenarios along with her friends involving her favorite boy band Four Town. While remaining deeply informed and appreciative of the service they perform in channeling the fantasies of young girls at a very vulnerable stage of emotional development. And it's also elevated by a couple of very plausible sounding Four Town hits written by Billie Eilish and her brother. So it is a little astonishing that this is Pixar's first ever feature solely directed by a woman. It's the same woman who directed the animated short film Bao. The comparative simplicity of the story, which involved May learning to manage her new alter ego while also desperately trying to get to the Four Town concert, of which her mother disapproves, is also deceptive of too many ways that the strikingly silly central image, a teenage girl suddenly fluffing into a gigantic, fluffy, and somewhat a smelly red panda, can work. An en route to hardly unexpected moral about embracing your inner weirdo and learning the difference between self control and self repression, the panda becomes a potent cultural allergy too. So the panda is, after all, a conduit for May to reconnect with her mother and all her female relatives during a ritual that gives them all of the things a really family moment. So, this animated film focuses on a teenage girl who notices her body and emotions are changing, and when she gets to a place where she can't control her emotions or excitement, she turns into a giant red panda. The whole thing is like a metaphor for puberty. So this film is a funny, witty, and a moving, and also a happy film about adolescent angst that doesn't condense but also doesn't overload. It is perhaps most remarkably a movie about 13-year-olds that teenage or 13-year-olds might actually enjoy watching it, and also it is a persuasive manifesto for releasing the red panda to be added to the list of menstruation euphemisms. So I would rate this movie with a 3.5 stars because somewhere this movie is lacking its life, because there are scenes where it was a bit boring and it was not practical. So I would give this movie a 3.5 stars, but it is definitely worth watching, and putting a little of time into this movie is really not disappointing but not really up to the mark. So I would say Encanto and Luca was far better than Turning Red. So yeah, I'll catch you with another review next week. Bye.